Hi, my name's Ryan. I'm a drummer for Sulu Babylon.
Hi, my name's Phil. I play guitar, I sing, and sometimes I play piano for Sulu Babylon.
And my name's Corin, and I play bass.
Through
Low ends. For Sulu Babylon, you've just said it.
Yeah, so Sulu Babylon started off, it was basically just me and you really. It was out of another band, wasn't it? So we just decided to just mess around, didn't we really?
Yeah, it wasn't really a serious band to start with. It was like it was a little bit dispersed with the music we were doing for starters, and it was really keyboard and synth bass. You know what I mean? It wasn't really a guitar-based band to start with.
We didn't really have a plan.
No,
we were just like, we want to make music.
Yeah.
So we got Corey in like session playing. It's going really well, and we're loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
We've still got other people that help us out and stuff like that, but it's like Corey's like our number one player, and he's always there. Just do the taste of jams, right, Corey? Taste of jams.
It's cool because he brings a lot of elements that went on before to our music, which is cool.
He's got a very defined stage presence, I think, as well, which helps us out quite a lot, because we never really managed to settle on a third member because it was very focused on me and Ryan, what we wanted to do. And the direction we wanted to take our music, and as soon as people sort of like decided to get their feet on the table, it became a little bit more tainted, and it wasn't what we wanted to do. So
we had a clear vision.
Yeah, we've always had a clear vision.
To start with, we didn't, but then when we started getting recording, we had a clear vision.
Seeing bands and playing with bands such as like the Virgin Marys, we played with them. They were a really good band. It was a really good show in Hull.
That was a brilliant show.
And you know, and we played with other bands which are a really good friend of ours. We've recently done a gig with a band called City of Lights. They're a Leeds-based band. They're good friends of ours, and we played that in Hull as well. That was another gig we played in Hull. But that inspires us in what we want to do as well as big bands. That when we decide to pick a guitar up again back in this band, there's bands like Biffy, Kings of Leon, Block Party, bands such as that. It's sort of like, because it's bands I've always listened to, and then it's childhood heroes like Robert Smith out the Cure very influences the way that I write songs as well. So
thing is, just influenced by lots of different things really, because I like Motown.
Yeah, it's
I love Motown beats and stuff like that. So and then like all that from like dance music. I mean, Cybernet and that old mates with and stuff.
Yeah, right. The band name Sulu Babylon was. To start off with, obviously, we weren't thinking too much about like a band name which is going to be something that's going to become iconic, but I don't think all the best band names do. I think people just make a name sometimes for the reason of the name's sake. It's like, but it come about from like, we're all really big fans of like comic books and cartoons and stuff like that. We're quite childish. And when I was a kid, my granddad used to bring back these lads magazines and comics books from other countries and stuff like that, because he was a sailor, and he had like loads of stuff there. My Uncle Howard did as well. He was a sailor, he used to do stuff. But there was one that stood out for me. It was called Toro or something like that. There was a character in it called Sulu, and he was like it was sort of like where he was from was the first city of Babylon.
Unofficial rules.
You're really good at homekeeping. I remember we were in London and.
Oh, don't man! Maybe some.
You made some good breakfast there. I mean,
no breakfast was better.
Well, my cheesy beans with lumps of cheese.
Yeah, that didn't melt. That was awesome. I like to think I'm quite the dad of the band. Maybe, kind of. I don't know. The realistic one, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. You're the party guy.
I'm the party guy.
You're the party guy. Yeah.
I'm the party guy.
But we both have different roles. It swaps as well.
Yeah.
I think quite a lot.
Sometimes I get right mardy.
Yeah.
Because I organise a lot of stuff.
But sometimes I'll wind you up to.
He makes it even worse. If I'm having a really bad day and I've organised stuff and everything's going wrong, it's like he'll wind me up.
I'll go to a venue and go, oh man, I lost my sticks, I forgot to bring them.
Yeah. And he'll laugh at me.
Don't laugh at me. But it's alright, it's good. You need that banter. It's good. And then we get Corey in and.
Corey Jones is like the words of wisdom.
Yeah, any of his problems are then, you've got like normal issues and then you've got Phil's issues. I like to see Phil as like in a sinking ship, and he'll just pock one hole and another hole, and he's just got everything. That is Phil when his problems.
Am I at the top pouring my water? Personal influences. I like Motown music. Grew up listening to. Well, my dad was a massive Elvis fan. So I grew up listening to like Elvis, and my mum's like a massive Carpenters fan. So I grew up listening to like a lot of Elvis, Carpenters. Both my brothers, they used to be in bands like my oldest brother used to be in a band like Motley Crue, which it was hilarious, especially when you look at the photographs. But like my second brother, he was in a pop punk band. He toured Japan a few times and stuff, and he did quite well for himself. And yeah, so I got a hybrid of Elvis, Carpenters, pop punk, Motley Crue sort of stuff. But myself, I like a lot of Motown music, soul music, anything really. Just that's got a decent beat. Being a drummer and that's quite. That's what I listen to. That's what I hone in on. Good beat, good melody, solid.
I think the bands that I really like. I grew up with my mum was like worked at a place called Rock City in Nottingham. Obviously, it's like she was around with a lot of 80s sort of like big head musicians and stuff.
Does she know my brother's band? Possibly. So like I grew up around that sort of thing and music like Kate Bush and stuff, and then I lived at my grandmother's for quite a long time, and she was a really big Elvis fan, and so I listened to lots of rock and roll and 50s sort of stuff. And then my mum obviously liked the her age bracket, the Manchester scene, but it was more sort of like sort of like the Cure and the Smiths and stuff like that she took, as well as like bands like Happy Mondays and stuff. So I've grown up around that, and then obviously through my teenage years I was a big fan of bands like Blink-182 and stuff like that. But I always kept my roots back to the bands that I really liked from being a kid as well. I mean, it's like I still like U2 as well. They're a really good band that I listen to. And the thing is, we're all into alternative music, punk music.
Yeah, there was this middle ground, obviously, as being a teenager, where
rebellious.
You meet everybody, and it's like you meet into like Black Flag, and you're like, like Henry Rollins, and you start hanging out with them, and then you go to parties together. It's like,
you don't want to admit when you're younger. I quite like Elvis Presley.
I quite like Elvis as well, and then everyone's like, oh man, we're so cool.
I grew up listening to the Carpenters.
Man, it's like Kate Bush. So.
But no, it's just you've got quite diverse music taste, haven't we, really? Yeah. I'd say so anyway. Yeah. But you, Corey?
My influences range from anything from Michael Jackson to Metallica. Beyonce, love Beyonce at the minute. She's brilliant. Lady Gaga, anything like that. As long as it's got like same as Ryan said, as long as it's got a cool beat and a cool groove to it, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's got to have the hook.
It's got it, yeah. That's why MJ. Literally, still is in a way, but
Is that why when I was at rehearsal, bang out a bit?
Exactly. Yeah. I wanna rock. Literally, they best concerts ever. Yeah.
Okay.
But I tend to listen to very mixed genres, same sort of Blink-182, sort of from heavier stuff, Slipknot. As long as it's cool.
The next step for us, really, where we want to go, we want to just... me personally, I just want to get recognition for what we do. Because we put so much hard work into what we do, that it's just nice when you get rewarded back for it. You know what I mean? When people start, when they start listening to music and it's like, oh no, yeah, that's really good and that, and want to know more about you and stuff like that, and that's what does it for me, like.
Yeah. I mean, it's, the thing for me is as well is like, it's obviously we're planning on trying to go to Belgium and things like that, and we want to push ourselves forward and create more of a professional branch for us. On all seriousness point of view, I think the music scene's that saturated and that difficult to get ahead in. So we do want to push forward on that and get our music out to more people. And we're currently recording a lot of records at the minute. And the point is, I want people sometimes who know me to sit down and listen to it and not even believe it's me who's done it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean, that to me is a point when I think we're on the right track. And the stuff that we've been doing, trying to progress forward and trying to become better songwriters and trying to make ourselves sound more professional and push ourselves to the extent we can. I mean, it's like I write songs and he's so unforgiving. I mean, it's like in all fairness, it's like you'll bring something to him, it's like, dude, it's not going to work, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, if Corey Jones can't feel it, it's not happening. So, and we want to push everything like that. We want to make everything at the best of its complete abilities, and we need to take any steps necessary to get to that point now.
Can I share some secrets? Probably not, because I don't. It's not really a band related thing. It's just this guy has had so many women on the go. That's the only secret it is. He was a bit of a player. He's not now. He's settled. He has settled down, but there was, I lost count of how many. Too much drama. It was literally Hollyoaks.